Online love, from a message to a marriage. My name is Lily. I'm 31 years old. I live in a small town. The town is called Willow Creek. Willow Creek is quiet. There are nice trees on the streets. There is a small river in the park. I like my town. I live alone in a small house. My house is cozy. It has one bedroom. It has a small kitchen. There is a living room with a big window. I like to sit by the window. I watch the birds in my garden. I listen to them sing. I work at a place where people make things with clay. It's called Willow Creek Pottery. I like to touch the clay. I like to make bowls and vases. It feels good to make something with my hands, but sometimes my days feel quiet. My friends have families now. They have husbands and children. They are busy. We see each other sometimes. We drink tea together, but it's not the same as before. Evenings can be long. I come home from work. My house is quiet, too quiet. I eat dinner by myself. I watch TV by myself. The quiet feels heavy, like a big blanket. I want someone to talk to, someone to share my day with, someone to laugh with. One day, my cousin Maya called me. She asked, "Lily, how are you?" I said, "I'm okay, Maya," but she knows me. "Are you lonely again?" she asked softly. I didn't want to say yes, but it was true. "Yes," I said quietly. Maya said, "Why don't you try talking to people online? Not for dating, just to talk to people who like the same things as you." "Online?" I asked. "Meeting strangers?" It felt a little scary. Maya said, "Just try it, Lily. Be careful. Talk to people first. What do you have to lose?" So that night I tried it. My hands shook a little. I made a page online. I wrote easy things about myself. I like making things with clay. I like my garden. I like quiet times. I put a picture of a bowl I made. I felt nervous. What if no one talks to me? What if someone bad messages me? I closed the website fast. Maybe this was not a good idea. A few days passed. I didn't look at the website. I was too scared. Then one evening, I felt very lonely again. The quiet in my house was loud. I thought about Maya's words. What do you have to lose? I opened the website again. I had some messages. My heart beat fast. Most messages said hello. One message was different. It was from a man named Thomas. His message said, "Hello, Lily. Your clay bowls are very nice. I like making things with wood." I looked at his page. He lived in a town near me, maybe 30 minutes away. His picture showed him smiling. He looked kind. He was 35 years old. His page said he liked making things with wood and being outside. He seemed nice, normal. I wrote back to him. I said, "Hello, Thomas. Thank you for your message. Yes, I like making things with clay." He wrote back fast. He asked me what kind of clay I like to use. I smiled and wrote back. I told him I liked the soft, white clay best. He said he likes the lines in oak wood. We talked about our favorite things. He told me he liked old movies. I told him I liked to walk in my garden. Every day I looked for his messages. Every morning there was a message from Thomas. "Good morning, Lily. I hope you have a nice day." It made me smile. In the evenings, we talked for a long time. He asked me about my day making bowls. He listened carefully. He made me laugh. He told me funny stories about trying to make things with wood. It was hard, he said. Talking to Thomas made my house feel less quiet. I didn't feel so lonely. I felt happy. I was excited to read his messages. I liked talking to him. He felt like a friend, a good friend, maybe more. After talking online for 2 weeks, Thomas asked, "Lily, can we meet? I want to see you." I felt nervous again. Meeting someone new was scary, but I felt like I knew him. He seemed kind, so I said yes. We decided to meet at a tea shop in my town, a place where other people would be. That felt safer. The day we met, I was very nervous. I tried on 3 different dresses. I looked in the mirror many times. What if he doesn't like me? What if I say something silly? I walked to the tea shop. My hands were cold. I saw him sitting near the window. He looked like his picture, maybe even nicer. He smiled when he saw me. His eyes were kind. "Lily," he said, standing up, "you look lovely." I smiled. "Thank you, Thomas. You look nice too." We sat down and ordered tea. Talking to him was easy, easier than I thought. We talked for 2 hours. We laughed. We shared stories. It felt like we had known each other for a long time. He touched my hand when we said goodbye. His hand was warm. I felt something special. After that first time, we met every weekend. Sometimes he came to Willow Creek. Sometimes I went to his town. We walked in the park. We looked at old things in shops. We watched movies. We had dinner at his house. His house was bigger than mine. It was full of wood things he had made. He was a good cook. Everything felt perfect, too perfect, maybe. Thomas was very kind. He brought me flowers. He wrote me small notes. He always told me I was beautiful. He said, "Lily, you make me so happy. I feel like I've known you forever." I felt the same way. It felt like a dream. 1 month after we started talking online, we were having dinner at his house. He made my favorite food. There were candles on the table. Soft music was playing. He looked at me with serious eyes. "Lily," he said, taking my hand, "I know this is fast, very fast, but I feel something very strong for you. I don't want to wait. I don't want to lose you. I love you. Will you marry me?" My heart stopped. Marry him? After only 1 month? My mind said, "This is too fast. You don't really know him." But my heart felt full. I looked into his eyes. They looked honest. I thought about the quiet evenings. I thought about how happy I felt with him. I didn't want to be alone again. I wanted this feeling to stay. "Yes," I whispered. "Yes, Thomas, I will marry you." He smiled and put a ring on my finger. It was simple, but pretty. We hugged very close. I felt tears in my eyes. Were they happy tears or scared tears? I didn't know. We got married 2 weeks later. It was very fast. It was a small wedding. Just us, Maya, and 2 of his friends. Maya looked worried. She hugged me and whispered, "Are you sure, Lily? This is so fast." I smiled and said, "I'm sure." I loved him, but inside a small voice whispered, are you? I moved into Thomas's house. I quit my job making clay pots. I left my small, cozy cottage with a window. I left Willow Creek. My new life started. The first few weeks were like a dream. Thomas was sweet and kind. He made me breakfast in bed. We went to new places on the weekends. We talked about our future, buying a house, maybe having children one day. I felt happy. I thought, see, it wasn't too fast. This is real. But slowly, things started to change. Small things at first. Thomas liked everything very tidy. If I left a book on the table, he would move it right away. If I left a cup in the sink, he would make a loud sigh. He said, Lily, please keep things neat. I like everything in its place. I tried. I really tried. But sometimes I forgot. And his sighs made me feel small, like I was doing something wrong. He also didn't like me talking to Maya much. When I called her, he would ask, who are you talking to? What are you talking about? He said, we are married now, Lily. We should be enough for each other. You don't need to talk to old friends all the time. I felt confused. Maya was my best friend. Why couldn't I talk to her? I started calling her less. When I did call, I spoke quietly, hoping Thomas wouldn't hear. He also started coming home late more often. Before we married, he always came home on time. Now, he often came home after I was already in bed. He said, work is busy, Lily. I have big projects. I wanted to believe him, but sometimes he smelled different, like perfume, a woman's perfume. I asked him about it once. He got angry. Are you saying I'm lying? Don't you trust me? I work hard for us. His anger scared me. I stopped asking questions. The man I married was not exactly the same man I met online. The man online was always calm, always listening. The man I married was sometimes moody, sometimes quiet and far away, sometimes easily angry. I didn't understand. Did I make him this way? Or was this the real Thomas? The Thomas I didn't know because we married too fast? I felt lonely again, even though I was married, even though I lived with someone. I missed my old cottage. I missed making clay pots. I missed my simple, quiet life. I missed talking to Maya freely. I felt trapped. One evening, I was cleaning the house. I found a box in Thomas's closet. It was hidden behind some old things. I opened it. Inside, there were letters from another woman. Her name was Sarah. The letters were old, from before he met me, but they were love letters, very strong love letters. They talked about a future together, about promises. My hands shook. Who was Sarah? Did he tell me about her? No, he never said her name. I felt cold inside. He had a past. Everyone has a past, but he never shared this with me. He told me about other girlfriends, but not about Sarah, not about someone he seemed to love so much. Why did he hide this? That night, when Thomas came home, I asked him about Sarah. I showed him the letters. His face turned white, then red. He grabbed the letters from my hand. Why were you looking through my things? He shouted. This is my private stuff. I stepped back. I wasn't looking. I found the box while cleaning. Who is she, Thomas? Why didn't you tell me? He didn't answer my question. He just kept shouting about privacy, about trust. He said I broke his trust by looking in the box. I felt confused. He hid things from me, but I broke his trust? We argued. It was our biggest fight yet. He didn't explain about Sarah. He just got angry and slept on the couch. I lay in bed alone. The silence was heavy again, just like in my old cottage. But this silence felt worse. It was full of doubt, with fear, with regret. Did I marry a stranger? Did I make the biggest mistake of my life? I wanted to run away, back to Willow Creek, back to my clay and my quiet window. But I was married. This was my life now. I had made my choice. Fast. Too fast. The days after the fight were cold. Thomas and I barely spoke. He left for work early. He came home late. We ate dinner in silence. The house felt like a hotel, not a home. I missed the easy laughs we shared when we first met. I missed the warmth in his eyes. Now his eyes looked guarded, closed. I felt so alone, more alone than when I was single. I decided to call Maya. I needed to talk to someone. I whispered into the phone when Thomas wasn't home. Sarah, I cried softly into the phone. I think I made a mistake, a big mistake. Sarah listened to me. She didn't say, I told you so. She just said, oh, Lily, I'm so sorry. You're hurting. What happened? I told her everything about Thomas liking things too neat, about him not wanting me to talk to my friends, about him coming home late, about the letters from Sarah, about our fight. Sarah was quiet for a moment. Then she said, Lily, marriage is hard. It's even harder when it starts so fast. You didn't really know him. Maybe he didn't really know you either. Have you tried talking to him when you are both calm? I shook my head. He just gets angry. He doesn't want to talk about Sarah. He says I broke his trust. Sarah sighed. Maybe he's scared too. Maybe he's afraid you will leave him if you know his past. It doesn't make it right, but maybe that's why he hid it. You both need to learn to talk to each other honestly, even when it's hard. Her words made sense. Maybe Thomas was scared too. Maybe he wasn't just angry. Maybe he felt like he could lose me. I decided to try talking to him again when we were both calm. That evening, I made his favorite dinner. I put candles on the table, like the night he asked me to marry him. When he came home, he looked surprised. We ate dinner quietly. After dinner, I took a deep breath. Thomas, I said softly, can we talk, please? Please don't be angry. I just want to understand. He looked unsure, but he nodded. Okay. I was hurt when I found the letters, I said, not just because they were love letters, but because you didn't tell me about Sarah. It made me feel like you were hiding a big part of yourself from me. It made me wonder what else you were hiding. It made me feel like I don't really know you. Thomas looked down at his hands. He was quiet for a long time. I waited. Finally, he spoke. His voice was low. I should have told you about Sarah, he said. We were together for 3 years. We were going to get married, but she left me for someone else. It broke my heart. I didn't think I could love again. He looked up at me. His eyes were sad. When I met you, Lily, everything felt different. You were so kind, so gentle. You made me happy again. You gave me hope, but I was scared. scared to tell you about Sarah, scared you would think I wasn't over her, scared you would leave me too. He took my hand. Hiding was wrong. I see that now. I was afraid when you found the letters. I felt like you could see all my hurt. I reacted badly. I'm sorry, Lily. Truly sorry. Hearing his story changed something in me. He wasn't just angry. He was hurt and scared, just like me. We were two people who'd been lonely, who found each other quickly, and who were now trying to build a life together without really knowing how. I was scared too, Thomas, I said. Scared that marrying so fast was a mistake. Scared that you weren't the person I thought you were. We talked for a long time that night. We talked about our fears, our doubts, our hopes. It wasn't easy. There were tears. There were long silences. But we listened to each other. Really listened. For the first time since we got married, it felt like we were connecting again, like we were partners trying to understand each other. Things didn't change overnight. Marriage is not a perfect story. We still had problems. Thomas still liked things very neat. I still missed my old cottage sometimes. He still worked long hours, but he tried to call me more. He tried to talk about his feelings. I tried to understand that he needed order. I started talking to Maya again, and Thomas didn't complain. He understood I needed my friends. We started doing small things together again. We walked in the evenings. We cooked together on weekends. We started talking about the future again, but more slowly this time. We learned that marriage needs work. It needs honesty. It needs patience. It needs saying sorry. We learned that loving someone you met online and married fast is hard. You miss the slow steps of getting to know someone. You jump into deep water. Sometimes the water is cold. Sometimes there are hidden rocks. But sometimes you also learn to swim together. It has been 1 year since we got married. Is our marriage perfect? No. Do I still have doubts sometimes? Yes. Do I regret marrying Thomas? I don't know. Some days are hard. Some days I still feel a little lonely, but other days are good. We laugh together. We help each other. We are learning slowly. I learned that finding love online can happen, but love is just the start. Building a life together takes much more than messages and quick meetings. It takes time to know someone fully, time to trust, time to face problems together. I learned that being lonely can make you make fast choices. Sometimes those choices work out. Sometimes they bring pain, but every choice teaches us something. My fast choice taught me about myself, about needing someone, about being afraid of being alone. It also taught me about being patient, about talking honestly, about the hard work of love. Maybe Thomas and I will make it. Maybe we won't. The future is not clear, but we are trying. We are talking. We are learning to be partners. We are learning to live the life we chose together, one day at a time. If you are listening to my story, maybe you feel lonely too. Maybe you are thinking about meeting someone online. Maybe you met someone fast. My advice is simple. Be careful. Be honest with yourself. Don't let being lonely make you rush. Take your time. Get to know the person, their past, their bad parts, their dreams. Ask questions, listen, and most importantly, listen to your own heart, but also listen to your mind. Love is beautiful, but it also needs wisdom. It needs time to grow strong.